So let's go through this timeline since I have it up. All right. So this is a very meticulous timeline. So at 2:54, you hear that 911 call. And let's hear the 911 call. I want to play that before we go any further. This is it. I'm going to play the entire 2-minute thing, and just there's a major trigger warning. This is going to be dealing with stories of self-harm. And this isn't a story. This is a real-life phone call that Mica played shortly before her death. But this is the actual 911 call that was placed. It's a heartbreaking to listen to, so be forewarned. But here we go.
Robeson County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
Hi, are you able to trace the location of my phone?
Let me see. You don't know where you're at?
A national park.
What's the phone number you're calling me from? Where's the park located at?
In Bear Bluff.
Let's see.
I have my location on, I think, on my phone. Find my phone is on. I just did my my location.
Okay, I'm showing, hold on one second. I don't think you are in Robeson County. Are you at the Lumber River State Park?
Yeah, that's where I am.
Okay. Tell me what's happened.
I'm about to kill myself, and I just want my family to know where to find me.
Okay, ma'am. Just listen to what I'm saying, okay? Let me make sure I got the exact location where you're at, okay? Just 1 minute.
Is that it? I think that's the entire thing. Okay. Ileana, does that sound like an AI-generated phone call to you?
I don't think so.
No, well, I have an example. I wanted to know how easy it would be to create an AI-generated version of my voice. Okay. I feel like you would... Well, let me just give you an example. I have created an AI version of my voice. I'm going to play it for the audience, and I want you guys to be the judge. Okay. It's going to be my tagline for Mic Checks. Here's me. This is obviously me. The following has been a message brought to you by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Okay. Now, here's AI-generated Omar saying the same thing.
The following has been a message brought to you by the Gibber of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
That doesn't sound anything like me, not even a little bit. It's like all nasally and
computer
little
generated.
High computer generated. Now, it's probably not the best of AI software, but it's difficult to produce an actual likeness of somebody's voice as far as I have tried. Now, I'm not an expert on AI by any means, but my experience with AI is it's really good at doing some things, but not in terms of faking human likeness, it's not there yet. That doesn't sound... Look, there would have had to have been a couple of different things go right. Number one, the timing. Being able to respond to the actual questions from the 911 operator. It would have had to have been pre-recorded. He would have had to have been able to plot a script that would be followed and not have anything go wrong. It just I don't buy the AI voice theory.
Neither.
For Robeson County Sheriff's Office response. At 3:05, they make contact with the state park. At 3:20, deputies request a phone ping. At 3:31, deputies arrive at Lumber River State Park and begin search. At 3:33, Robeson County Sheriff's Office Aviation Division Air 3 SUAV drone dispatched to Lumber River State Park. At 3:42, there was a telecommunicator contacted Verizon to request updated ping. At 3:50, they're continuing. At 3:42, detectives located a black Honda Civic in the parking lot of the Lumber River State Park with South Carolina registration. I believe that was her car. They confirmed the vehicle to be registered to Mica Miller. Detectives looked inside and observed a black Sig Sauer gun case in the passenger seat. That's like a handgun. Dominic will flash a picture on the edited version on the screen. There was a box of ammunition in the center console of the vehicle, and again, she's on surveillance purchasing these things, so it wasn't.
Yes.
It was not planted. This was what she had literally just bought. At 3:45, they deployed drones to conduct an aerial search of the area. While conducting the aerial search on page 6, detectives were approached by an individual who stated that he had found a bag while fishing with an ID inside belonging to Mica Miller. They took possession of the bag. He also stated that he heard crying while he was fishing, then a gunshot. The individual stated he went further into the slough where he located the bag about 2 feet from the water edge. On page 7 at 4:23, an individual contacted Robeson County Communications and advised he had located a body in the water. The individual had been fishing in his kayak when he located the body in the river. Searching deputies and state park rangers went to the individuals. That one of our commenters, I forget who it was, had mentioned that this was in the jurisdiction of the state park rangers, which is correct. I think it was Mary. Went to the individual's location and confirmed the information given. At 5:30, the chief of detectives arrived to the location. At 5:54. There was a technician, CSI technician arriving. There was a medical examiner, and they all started getting there. On page 9 of the PDF at 7:11, there's photographs in their release, and you could see the handgun. And it looks like it had been shot off. Looks like there's one bullet probably because it's in a position. I don't know if they found it like that or if they put it in that. I have to imagine they found it. There's several pictures of the weapon. Going into page 10, there's a receipt of the purchase. It cost her, $571. So $524. The weapon itself was $500, $25 for the ammunition. The pawn shop was located in Myrtle Beach at 1852 Mr. Joe White Avenue. Do you know who Joe White is? I don't know either.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Robeson County detectives investigated Mica Miller's movements on the day of, and this is what they found. So on page 12, this is what they've put together in surveillance. There was an image at 10:13 a.m. at 2323 Margarita Drive, Unit 513 in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 29577. This was Saturday, April 27th of 2024. There's a picture of her. She's holding what appears to be a bottle of some beverage. She's got a backpack on with a hat, sunglasses, and she looks to be leaving. They got another image of her approximately 47 minutes later coming back, wearing the same stuff. She's got a bag of stuff in her hand. Again, some kind of a beverage. About 38 minutes later, she has changed her clothes. She's now wearing a hoodie. She's no longer wearing a hat. She's looking at her phone, about to leave. Now, she drives at that point to Highway 17, goes about, it's a 10-minute drive, 4.8 miles. She goes from her house, I'm assuming, to the pawn shop at 1852 Mr. Joe White in Myrtle Beach. 10-minute drive from her place. They have a picture of her cell phone history on page number 16, where she did a search for Dick's Pawn Superstore. It's a screenshot of her cell phone. There's surveillance inside the parking lot of that shop. There's her vehicle circled in yellow. And it appears, I believe, that this other yellow circle is her walking into the store. But that's her vehicle. That was at 12:12 p.m. And going into slide 18, there's a screenshot of her coming through the doors. Now, if you go to Grizzly True Crime, they actually have the video that she requested off of a FOIA she got hours of the surveillance. So if you wanted to watch the actual video, this is it. But the officers, the sheriff's department released these screenshots. This is her going into the shop. On page 19, there's images of her at the checkout counter, clearly with the gun right there in a case. On the far right picture at 12:13 p.m. purchasing this weapon. There's a guy. She's smiling in this picture. In the middle picture, she has like this grimace on her face, which if you didn't know anything about what happened, I don't think that would be really anything of note. She's scrolling through her phone on the left-hand picture. There is an image at 12:34 of her leaving that parking lot, 1852 Mr. Joe White Avenue. On page 21, she begins this drive via US 501 North, 38 miles to the edge of the lake. She drove for 54 minutes to the park where her body was found. They have images of her driving that way via flock safety license plate detection. They confirmed that they have her license plate. It's sort of blurred out, but not really. You could tell what the license plate is. I don't see what the point of that was. They could have just blacked it out. But yeah, that's definitely her car going down the route that was located on her phone. They have her pulling in at 127 to a grocery shop, 41 Grocery and Grill, 4135 SC41 Mullins, South Carolina. And from there, she drives another 41 minutes to Lumber River State Park. And that is on slide 24. Going to 25, there's a screenshot of her cell phone search history again. She was searching for National Park Near Me. She did that search a couple of times. There's a couple of other Google searches in there. It's unclear of what she was searching, but definitely for Lumber River State Park. Well, she didn't search for that, but that's what came up in her search. On the next slide, on 26, there's pictures of her vehicle parked at that park at 2819 Princess Anne Road in Orem, North Carolina, with her same license plate that they had documented before. Into the next slide, on slide 27, there's a picture of the case for the gun, complete with instructions and magazine, maybe some extra ammunition. There's a plastic baggie of stuff in there. I can't really tell what that is, but that's in the passenger seat of her vehicle. In the center console, there's like a beverage. It looks like a caffeine, maybe like one of those iced mochaccino type drinks in a can.